On the night of October 18, 2025, drivers traveling through a quiet stretch of forest road outside Black Hollow, Pennsylvania, began calling 911 for the same terrifying reason. They all claimed someone was standing in the middle of the road. Not moving. Not speaking. Just smiling. Police assumed it was a prank at first. But within the next few days, those calls would lead investigators into one of the strangest horror cases the town had ever seen. And according to locals, the man on that road was never supposed to come back. This story is based on reports surrounding haunted regions in Pennsylvania and modern paranormal investigations documented in recent horror documentaries and series. IMDb 1. Black Hollow was the kind of town most people ignored. Population barely over 2,000. One gas station. One church. Miles of woods surrounding everything. The road itself, Hollow Creek Road, had always carried rumors. Teenagers claimed they heard whispering in the trees. Hunters reported seeing strange lights deep in the forest. And older residents avoided driving there after midnight. But nobody really took the stories seriously. Until the disappearances started. The first person was 22-year-old college student Marcus Hale. On October 21st, Marcus left a friend's house around 11:40 p.m. Security footage from a nearby gas station showed him buying cigarettes and energy drinks before driving toward Hollow Creek Road. He never made it home. The next morning, his car was found abandoned near the forest entrance. Driver's door open. Keys still inside. But Marcus was gone. Police searched the woods for nearly 12 hours. No footprints. No signs of struggle. Nothing. Then, 3 days later, a local truck driver named David Rollins called 911 in complete panic. He claimed he almost hit a man standing in the road. The dispatcher asked for a description. David reportedly said, "Tall, pale, smiling way too wide." Officers arrived minutes later. Nobody was there. But they did find something strange. Fresh muddy footprints leading into the forest. And then suddenly stopping. As if whoever made them had simply vanished. After that night, more sightings began flooding in. A teenage couple claimed they saw a figure watching them from the trees. Another driver reported hearing tapping sounds on his car windows while parked near the woods. And one woman swore she heard a man whisper outside her house at 2 a.m. saying, "Don't look behind you." The town became terrified. Parents stopped letting their kids go outside after dark. Businesses closed early. Even local police officers refused to patrol Hollow Creek Road alone. But the most disturbing incident happened on November 2nd. At exactly 1:13 a.m. a 911 operator received a call from a woman crying hysterically. She kept repeating, "He's outside, he's smiling at me." The dispatcher tried calming her down. Then suddenly, the woman went silent. For nearly 10 seconds, there was only static. And then, another voice came through the phone. A man's voice. Quiet. Breathing heavily. Laughing. Police traced the call to an isolated farmhouse just outside Black Hollow. When officers arrived, the front door was wide open. Lights flickering inside. But the woman was nowhere to be found. Only one thing stood out. Written across the living room wall in mud was a single sentence. "He walks when you look away." The case exploded online. Paranormal investigators began arriving in town. YouTubers attempted overnight explorations. Some claimed they captured whispers in the woods. Others reported seeing a tall figure moving between trees. One investigator even claimed his camera battery drained instantly after hearing footsteps behind him. Modern paranormal documentaries and investigations have popularized similar, haunted forest, cases across the United States. IMDb, too. But then, something happened that made the entire case even darker. A retired sheriff named Walter Grayson contacted local reporters. He claimed the sightings weren't new. According to him, there had been another disappearance on Hollow Creek Road back in 1987. A man named Elias Mercer. Locals described Elias as mentally disturbed. He lived alone in a cabin deep in the forest. Children claimed he watched them from the trees. Some even called him the Smiling Man. One winter night in 1987, Elias disappeared. Police searched the forest but never found a body. Afterward, sightings of a pale smiling figure began spreading throughout the town. Then suddenly, the stories stopped for decades. Until now. Investigators later discovered something chilling. Marcus Hale, the first missing college student, had apparently visited the abandoned Mercer cabin days before he vanished. Why? Nobody knows. But police eventually searched the cabin themselves. And what they found inside was horrifying. Animal bones hanging from the ceiling. Old photographs covering the walls. And dozens of newspaper clippings about missing people. But the creepiest detail was found in the basement. A chair, facing directly toward the stairs. As if someone had been sitting there, waiting. Officers also discovered fresh footprints in the dust. Meaning someone had been inside recently. Very recently. The sheriff ordered the cabin sealed immediately. But rumors only got worse after that. People claimed they still saw lights near the property at night. Others reported hearing laughter deep in the woods. And then, the final incident happened. On December 11, 2025. 3 paranormal content creators entered the forest during a live stream. Thousands of viewers watched as they explored the abandoned cabin. At first, nothing happened. Then one of them noticed the basement door slowly opening by itself. The group nervously laughed it off and went downstairs. That was the moment everything changed. Their camera suddenly lost focus. Audio distorted. One of the men whispered, "Do you guys see that?" Then viewers noticed it. Standing motionless behind them, in the darkness, was a tall pale figure. Smiling. The live stream abruptly ended seconds later. Police later found the group wandering near the highway hours afterward. All 3 were reportedly in shock. And according to witnesses, none of them have spoken publicly since. To this day, Hollow Creek Road remains open. People still drive through it every night. And every few months, new reports appear online. Drivers seeing a smiling man standing in the middle of the road, watching silently from the trees, waiting for someone to look away. Maybe it's just another urban legend. Maybe fear and internet rumors created the entire story. Or maybe something is still walking through those woods after midnight. And if you ever find yourself driving alone on a dark empty road, and you see someone smiling at you from the trees, whatever you do, don't stop the car. Because some people in Black Hollow believe, once the smiling man sees your face, he follows you home. If you enjoyed this horror documentary story, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more dark and disturbing cases every week. And remember, some legends are only stories, but others are still waiting in the dark.